just follow your trail, and I'm losing your mind, and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this love, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you.
Falling apart when you're so far. You're the only thing that I can't lose. I can't lose. You filled in the cracks, didn't know I had. Melting my heart from the broken glass. Now in every part of me, it's you. And I don't want nobody else closer than you, closer than you. I can't let be on the long road to self-destruct. You was so in love, you weren't gonna tell me nothing. Let me get this clear, 'cause I had no idea. I did too much, I feel like I did too much. So let's get naughty, yeah, I need all y'all. I feel like I did too much, I feel like I did too much. Yeah, let's party, yeah, I need all y'all.
Reserves, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be starting last.
Yeah.
Also, G has just said now we're live, so.
Okay, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday night, and welcome to the SimZone for some touring car action here from Donington Park National Course in a little bit of a wet and rainy Sunday evening here at Donny. My name is Kelly Davis. I'm your commentator for this evening. I am joined in the commentary box once again by Killian, aka Green Buys. Hiya, mate. How you doing?
I'm great, and this just seems to be like a normal day here in the UK, does it not?
Yeah, yeah. It's a British summer's day, isn't it? In Donington Park, and yeah, the rain is coming down quite persistently at the moment, so it's going to hamper these touring car drivers. What it is going to do is make the rear-wheel drive cars a little bit more, give them a little bit more of the advantage. So the BMWs, like you're seeing on your screen right now, will have the slight advantage, certainly off the start and with traction this evening. We'll work out how many BMWs we've got on the grid as we go on through. This is a practice session at the moment. You're just joining us at the tail end of a practice session, so this is just for the drivers to get an idea of the conditions and the cars and so on and so forth. And yeah, so Killian, how you been in the last week?
I'm really good. And one thing quickly that I think we need to congratulate is Dan, because he's been on amazing form in other leagues, such as the Simplay, where he's now gotten 3 titles. Yep, gone and done himself the Triple Crown over on Simplay, GT3, GTE, and GT5, so I believe it is. So, yeah, he's on good form at the moment. Making his first, his debut tonight at the SimZone touring car. I think he's done some bits on SimZone before, but here on the touring car, and he's good with the touring cars as well. Running that Astra, so it's not a popular choice, but he believes he can make it work, Killian. Yeah, well, if anyone was watching the Clio Cup at Austria on Tuesday, where it was a wet race, anyone that watched that will know that this man is very fast in the wet in front-wheel drive cars. He went from 12th to 1st in the first race in the Clio Cups, so he is good in the wet.
Yes, absolutely. He's had a lot of success in the wet as well, on various leagues. So he's going to be a bit of a contender. Although the car, as I said, is not a popular choice, but he thinks he can make it work. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. Certainly for the first race this evening, which is going to be in the wet. So I don't know if he's going to really have it all his own way in the first race, Killian, because those BMs are strong in the wet, aren't they?
Yeah, with Dan in that car, it's very much like you've gone and you've put Lewis Hamilton in a Haas compared to the other cars.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Well, yeah, that'd be an interesting day, wouldn't it?
That would
the day
be.
when they put Lewis in a Haas, that would be that would be an interesting day. I had the pleasure to go to the Grand Prix this year at Silverstone, and believe you me, those Haas's are slow. You can see them dropping back lap by lap. So that's I wouldn't wish that upon anybody, really. So. Should we have a bit of a roll call just while we're in the last minute and a half of practice? Nice guy Ollie. Now, we've had a message about this nice guy Ollie. Hello, Ollie. I hope you're well. And he's got a friend. No, brother, is it, on the grid?
I will quickly check the message now because I've got horrible memory. Sam Thumbfinger.
Yeah, me too.
It is... Nice guy Ollie. It's Nice guy Ollie is Sam Thumbfinger's older brother.
Older brother, there we go. So, nice guy Ollie, Sam Thumbfinger's older brother. So, welcome Ollie, great to see you. And the wall is in there as well. Yes, it is me and Killian commentating. So, I hope you enjoy that. And JR Sim Racing, there's a smooth commentary voice. Well, I don't know if he's on about my Cornish twang or your Northern Irish accent, Killian, on that one. I don't know which he's
Whoa. Where'd you get
to.
Northern Ireland from?
Sorry, Southern Ireland. Oh, wrong end. Oops.
wrong country.
Wrong country. Up a day. Your smooth Southern Irish accent I was talking about, actually, there. As we see Gary have a bit of a moment, just in time, Gary, because I'm just dragging myself out of a hole just at the moment.
Yeah, well, one thing that we've seen a few times, even off air before, I'll save you as well, was Gary loses that rear end a good bit going around turn one, and we saw him just to getting a wee bit loosey-goosey there. So I wonder, maybe the BMWs are a wee bit rear happy if they're too heavy on the pedals.
Yeah, well, the BMW is the only rear-wheel drive car on the circuit, and so yes, it will be ample. I think he's showing off. To be fair,
that was definitely on purpose.
They kind of looked it, didn't it? He lost it all by himself, unless there is a big puddle on the start-finish straight. Then I don't know. Don't know what Gary's doing now. Of course, it's time up, isn't it? So he's probably just just having a laugh, really.
He has set the fastest lap time of 13.7.
Yes, indeed. Some what have we got? Some quick guys down the order, Killian, in this practice session. So we got John Boy, who was quick in the last round. He's only down in 7th. We were bigging up on Author Dubs, Mr. In the Rain. He's only down in 10th. Delore down there as well, in 11th place. Where's Sam? Sam's in 2nd. So Gary's the quickest. Sam in 2nd. Ollie, who's a reserve, who we've got on screen at the moment. So what that means, he's reserve. He's stepping in for one of the other guys who couldn't make it this week. So if there's a place on the grid and these guys are on the reserve list, they get an opportunity to race, but doesn't mean they're in the championship. And Ollie's one of those. We'll explain the other ones to you just shortly. So, as I said, this is free practice. Got no bearing on the race because the race is a reverse grid from last week's last race. So, just practice session, but it is Gary 131 in the BMW there as the fastest man going around with a 113.7. Sam Thumbfinger was in 2nd with, who was that in 3rd? Putney in 3rd. So... Yeah. This next race is a 20-minute race, and we have a formation lap, do we? Is that how this one works?
Yeah, so there'll be
grid order.
There'll be a single file formation lap. Top speed is 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers per hour. No overtaking before crossing the start-finish line, and the leader can choose to go between the last corner and the start-finish line.
Right. Okay. So kind of like a safety car start without the safety car.
Basically, yeah. And so these guys, they're all jumbled up at the moment, but while they're driving around, they'll drive around nice and slowly. They'll let the guys through that need to go through, and the grid order will be Dan, unorthodox, starting off in first place because he didn't take part in the first race. So it's reverse order of the feature race, which is the last race. So it will be Dan, followed by Grandad Stee in second. Third place is Ugbar. Fourth is Delore. Fifth is Falgest. Sixth is Melted Dazzler. Seventh is Veligric. Eighth is Piopni. We never know if we're saying this guy's name right. Ninth is Gary. 10th is the House Rocker. 11th is Sam Thumbfinger. And 12th is John Boy, because he is very fast. So I think John Boy is going to make up very quickly.
Yeah.
The three reserves, Ollie is in 13th, Craig is in 14th, and Jay is in 15th. They're in last just because they don't score championship points, so it doesn't really matter if they start last, and it won't interfere with the race really. But Ollie, we've seen he's fast in the wet in the practice session, so I think he's going to make his way up the field very quickly.
Yes, we'll certainly see who's good and who's not in these positions, these conditions, should I say. So, as you see, they're moving off the grid. This is not the start of the race. You're not tripping. This is not the slowest touring car race you've ever seen. This is Dan coming up to the front. Look, this is how they're going to line up as they go round maximum of 50 miles an hour to form up the reverse grid for the rolling start that we're about to have. So, as we said, it would be Dan on pole position. Although he's entered in the championship, he did miss round one, so he was the last person over the line, or he wasn't. He was the last person classified for the first race and starts on pole position. As we said, the three reserves, Ollie, Craig and WSRJ, who are only standing in for people who aren't here. They start from the back, 13th, 14th and 15th. So that's Ollie, Craig and WSRJ. So as you said, Ollie's quick and wet. Got to look out for John Boy. John Boy is the championship leader. Look out for Gary. He was the pace setter in the practice. Who's your money on tonight, Killian?
I don't know. It's anyone's game. A quick stat that we found out before while we were off air is every single race has had a new leader. So I wonder, the fourth race, second round, will we maybe have another new winner here? Yeah, absolutely. So 3 winners from the first 3 races. Will we have another one? If you had to put your money on someone, so I'm pressuring you for a name, who would you go for? I was bigging up Unorthodox off air, and I think I'm going to have to say it's him, as we're just coming through the final chicane now.
So he can go anytime now, and looks to me...
he's off.
Yeah, it looks like it is, isn't it? Looks like he's off and away as they come across the line. So it's Unorthodox that will lead them away into the first corner. Somebody in the pits straight away. I don't know what that's for.
Probably not enough fuel.
Gary's in the pits already. So I said look out for him, but that's not going so well for Gary. In the pits already. I wonder what that's about. No pit stop in this one. It's a straight 20-minute sprint from lights to flags. So no pit stop. So I don't know what that's all about. Do you?
It must be about fuel, because there's no damage on, so it's not like he maybe hit the back of a car and got some damage, so it has to be for fuel, as Dan is getting overtaken by Grandad Stee.
Absolutely. Dan got a bit up on the curb at the bottom of the... I can remember what that hairpin is now. It'll come to me in a minute. And got up on the curb a little bit. Had to get out of it. And Grandad Stee had a great run up the side of him and moves into first place. All going on behind... There you go, we're on with John Boy, one of the BMWs, and John Boy's right in the middle of the pack there, so he's got work to do from 10th place, but they're all very close. And who's that going round the side of him in the other BMW? That's Ollie.
That's Ollie. It's Ollie.
Yeah, you said watch out for him. He's absolutely flying.
Yeah, one thing to notice is all the drivers seem to have made it round completely fine, apart from Gary, who's actually still in the pit lane, so he must have to retire or something like that. Don't know what's about that. But all these drivers making around fine. Grandad Stee and Unorthodox going side by side through turn 1, it seems. One thing that Unorthodox needs to look out for is Grandad Stee is an extremely consistent driver. So if you make a mistake, Grandad Stee won't ask for a second invite. He will just go straight for it.
Yes, indeed, and yeah, we jumped back there, and Dan was just overtaking Grandad Steve for the lead, who looked all a bit close, rubbing door handles and whatever. Still, lots and lots going up and down the field. All these lot in very close company. From 4th, Ugbar, pretty much all the way down to 10th, all in very close company. We're on board with Delore at the moment, who's right in the middle of this pack in 6th place. So all the action's kind of happening down here a bit, isn't it, Killian?
Yeah, one thing that I'm just looking at the tower. Ollie is up into 9th already, and John Boy's struggling in 11th with the House Rocker behind him.
Yes, you're right, and there's we're on board with John Boy, he's looking to put a move on. Who would that be? Craig, that he's just gone past, so he's in front of Craig and up into 10th place. But Ollie's flying, reserve driver, having a great run from the back of the grid to now be in 9th. Gary, who I said look out for, is now like 3 seconds behind.
Yeah, the
three minutes behind.
4 minutes behind.
Yeah.
Behind Dan, is that not? Oh no, sorry, no, that's his last lap time.
Yeah, it's a 4:08 last lap. That's correct. It wasn't the interval. He's 1:55 off the lead. So I don't know what that pit stop was about, but it was
must
certainly
have been some sort of emergency.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know what kind of emergency he would have had on the first lap. But there you go. Grandad Steve definitely keeping on Orthodubs honest, isn't he?
Yeah, well, just something else. The 3 championship leaders are all struggling so much. Ollie's up into 7th. John Boy is in 9th. He is... wait, no, where's Chef, actually?
Yeah, where is Chef? That's a good point.
ESR...
We haven't talked about it.
Is Chef not here?
It's not looking like it, is it? I can't see him. Who have we got? Grandad Steve, Unorthodox, Foulguest, Delore, Ugbar, Ollie, Melted Dazza, Putney, John Boy, Craig, Vigla, Delore, Sam Thumbfinger, WSRJ, and Gary 131. So no, I would say there is no Chef. I'm glad we were paying attention, isn't it? I'm sure Martin Brundle doesn't go, oh look, Seb Vettel hasn't turned up today or whatever. He actually, one of the championship contenders, not that Vettel is these days, but
yeah, well,
you know what I mean.
Chef is the championship leader. He's not even here. Yeah. John Boy is in 2nd place, and he's down in he's gotten up to 8th place. Oh, as we just see someone being bumped off the track there. I don't know who that was. I think that's Ugbar. And then Sam Thumbfinger in 13th. And Ollie is just showing them all up, and he's up into 5th place already. Amazing drive from Ollie.
Absolutely. And someone in the background going deep there. I don't know who that was. Melted, I think. Yeah, Melted going a bit deep.
On.
Yes, indeed. So up at the front, Foulguest is giving Dan a run for his money now. Actually, he got past Grandad Steve, and now he's coming alive in this Mercedes a bit. He's down the inside. He's going to get it done there. Dan's going to have to concede that one, and he does.
So it seems to be the front-wheel drive cars dominating instead of the BMWs like we thought. There's not a BMW until we get into 4th place, I don't think.
Yeah, well, Ollie's first one, isn't it? In 5th place.
Yeah,
but he has come. Yes, he has come from the back of the grid, mind. To be
as we
in
say
5th
that,
place.
he goes very wide.
Oh,
and
yeah.
concedes the position to John Boy.
Yeah. So John Boy had a quiet start, but now he's up to 5th. So he's making progress now for sure. But it's still going on at the front, because Dan's back into 1st. Foulguest goes back, and we got Grandad Steve all over him. Delore's catching this battle as well. So there is a 4-way battle here for the race. Actually,
5-way,
John Boy in on this one. Yeah, he's getting there, isn't he?
John Boy's caught up to these guys, and they're all bumped. As we just see someone going very wide and off the track there.
Delore. Yeah, Delore went
where
deep.
You want to be up.
I think he might have got a nudge.
No, I think he went off by himself.
This is what we can see. This is what we can see on board with John Boy, and it's not pleasant in that spray, is it?
Yeah, John Boy has literally nowhere to go because he's got Grandad Steve blocking off the right side of the track, and then 2 more cars in front of him. He's got nowhere to go.
No, absolutely. So Foulguest up in front on Orthodubs, back to 3rd. We're watching the back of him right now. This is definitely a tasty little battle for the lead places.
Yeah, well,
Killian, isn't it?
These touring cars always show up without failure. An amazing race.
Sorry, mate. As Grandad Steve's gone right down the inside.
John Boy's gone off.
John Boy's off, is he?
He's down in 10th place, 12th. He spun it there.
He had a spin in turn 1. Was he pushed or did he jump? We don't know. We'll have to...
He lost his rear end. I saw it. It got caught on stream.
Yeah, well, no doubt we'll see it. That's for certain, sure. And yes, there is no chef. We're quite right about that. And I just looked at my starting order, and chef was never on the starting list at all. So I don't know if he was not planning. If it was a that
must be one of the reserves filling in his seat.
A holiday or something.
But these four front wheel wheel cars are absolutely dominating. As we see the house rocker there in the orange car, spinning
he goes backwards.
So these rear wheel drive cars seem to be struggling in the wet conditions, but that is Ollie in 5th place. That's caught right back up to these boys now.
Yes, John Boy slipped right back to 13th in the end and isn't catching back up with them. But John Boy certainly pulled himself. Sorry, not John Boy. Ollie certainly pulled himself back together by a mistake. Up the inside, he's down the inside of Delore and moves up into 4th place. He's got his eyes set on the lead, and certainly Unorthodox hasn't got it his own way, has he? Because these guys are all in very close company, and any one of these top 5 or 6 could win this one.
Yeah, we should quickly watch Ollie and Delore as they just battling it out. They're going side by side. Oh, as Delore just taps the back of someone. There's a huge pile up there.
Yes,
no.
That's all a bit messy.
That is definitely going to be a steward's report.
I would have thought so. Sam Thumbfinger was just coming up through the pack as well. So that's kind of disaster for a few people, that is. So back to the front, we got a huge battle going on in the midfield as well. Sam Thumbfinger met with Dazza, Ollie, all in this one. But also a fight for the lead as the leaders kind of fall off, don't they? The leaders. We had a battle of about 5, and some have just kind of got executed from the battle, as it were. They're kind of out of it and gone backwards. So
yeah, it's kind of like it's an endurance race kind of. As 11 minutes have already passed. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just whoever can hold on and just be faster for longer will win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And Foul Guest is now pulling a little bit of a gap over on Orthodubs, who's still got Grandad Steve all over the back of him like a cheap suit as they come down through the Craner curves.
As there's a side-by-side battle back there a bit, I think, between Piopni and I don't know who that is next to him or behind him now.
Sam, isn't it?
Yeah, Sam Thumbfinger, who had a horrid start but now is up in 7th with John Boy down in 11th.
Yeah, he was having a good run and just got caught up in that Delore incident just a couple of laps ago. But all the way up round the outside of that corner, that's brave. That's very brave in these conditions. But keeping it all together. So we got a gaggle of BMWs coming up through. They're certainly getting there. And who's that? The lead BMW at the moment is still Ollie, who's just scrapping with who is that? Craig, isn't it? Yeah, just scrapping with Craig for 4th place. He wants to get clear of this little battle and onto the back of the leaders. As we see,
someone just goes
who was that?
Right around the outside.
Through.
I think that's
who was that?
Don't know who that is.
Delore,
I think that's Craig.
No, it could be Craig actually.
Still learning who's who.
No, it was Craig in the green car.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we got. And Grandad Steve gone back a bit. Did he make a mistake? He's falling back, and Unorthodox has been let off the hook. He's got no Grandad Steve all over him. Yes, Ollie is up to 3rd. A couple of seconds back from Unorthodox, but it's still Foul Guest out in front at the moment in the Mercedes, and Unorthodox with some work to do to try and catch him back up, because if Foul Guest just keeps pace, it'll be very difficult to catch him. So Unorthodox with it all to do.
Dan does have 6 minutes and 53 seconds left to catch up and overtake Foul Guest, but he also has to watch out for Ollie.
Yes, indeed, he does, because Ollie is flying, and if he can get his foot down and get some clear space, he can really put some lap times in. As we see this
Craig going side by side into the final chicane.
Yeah, there's still battles going on in this midfield. John Boy's back up to 9th at the moment, so he's making some places, and he isn't a million miles away from this battle. Just got to find that little bit of a gap, and he can be right back again on this midfield battle.
As there's a really big fight going on up ahead
with Sam and all this lot here.
Yeah, Grandad Steve, Craig, the House Rocker, Sam, and Pukney.
Yeah, all in very close company as they come down the Craner curves. We're looking at Craig at the moment, who's just in front of Grandad Steve, who's been
pushing him
been front running. Ooh, it was a little bit, wasn't it? Robbins racing there on that one a little bit.
That's Sam Dunfinger going around the outside, I think, as he just got a wee bit twitchy there. We could just about see running through a puddle, it seems, but he's looking up the inside of Craig. He is going side by side with Craig. They're still going side by side. These guys are some amazingly clean racers. They race in multiple leagues together. And here at the SimZone, and that is a lovely move there up the inside, but Craig gets dropped back a few places there by being pushed to the outside.
Yes, indeed, we're on with the House Rocker, so we're looking at the back of Sam and Grandad Steve.
Sam tries to go the outside.
That was nice. Got him on the inside, pulled round on the outside as the House Rocker has got a run. A run on Grandad Steve as well, so he's going to try and make that stick into turn 1.
Yeah, so now it seems all the BMW drivers have figured out what they're doing, and Ollie has overtaken Dan as the House Rocker goes very wide.
Yeah, again,
Ollie's up into second place.
Yes, he is. And what's happened to Dan? Dan's in close company with him. It's Dan's tyres just falling off a bit. We'll have to. We might be able to get a word with him just off stream after the race, and be interested to know, because he's going backwards, isn't he?
He really is. He went from leading the race and fighting for the lead, but now he's dropped off the back of Falgast, and Ollie's gotten past him.
Ollie coming from the back of the grid, or started. What did he start? He started 13th actually. He's now up to second place. It's only a second and a half. And behind Falgast.
He's nearly a second faster than Falgast each lap. Each lap. I'm
telling you, a BMW can win this.
Yeah, well, I think that Ollie might want to sign up for the full season.
Yeah. I don't know how the sign-ups work for that. I don't know if there's a permanent space for him, but yes, he certainly does. Some pushing and shoving going on a little bit as Craig chops across the front of Putney, I think. And we're on with John Boy, who's on a recovery drive. Had a bit of an incident earlier on, dropped him right back to 13th mid-race.
Putney looks up the inside of Craig.
Having a look for sure into the first corner as they come back down through the Craner curves.
They both get the move done on Craig.
Yes, and John Boy still now up into 6th, so he's still in the hunt for this one. I don't know if he could win it from here, but he could certainly put it on the podium. Certainly if Unorthodox keeps dropping back the way he is. But then again, this is another quick driver. Sam Thumbfinger is now up to 4th place and chasing Dan down. Dan not looking very racing, not looking very comfortable in the second half of this race, Gillian.
Ollie is, Dan is really struggling, but Ollie is now within a second of Falgast. If you want to go watch that, because that's going to be amazing from 13th to 1st place.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a bit of damage on the front of that BMW, or down the side of it as well, to be fair. So it's been in the wars a little bit. But Sam Thumbfinger's in front of Unorthodox as well, so he's got that done. Daniel's going backwards in his Astra, and
Ollie's lap. Look at Ollie's lap.
Yeah, indeed, he's absolutely. He's going down the inside. He's going to get it done down the Craner curves,
And now he's leading.
Now he's leading 13th to 1st place in that BMW. I said a BMW would be at the front, didn't I? I said they'd be good as well, sooner or later.
And Dan has been dropped out of the podium positions now.
Yeah, he's going backwards at a rate of knots. As I said, we'll find out what happened. We don't know if his tyres are going off or what. But he's now got John Boy. Is the next one who's going to be. He's a little way behind. John Boy's got a little bit of work to do to get to Dan. And probably too much work to get himself on the podium, as I said a couple of laps ago. But he might be able to catch Dan with Dan going backwards a little bit. But he's got 2 or 3 seconds to make up. So. But Falgast hasn't given this one up just yet. He's still within a second of Ollie.
No, he's not. But he does also have a penalty. I don't know what that penalty is, but he does have a penalty.
We should have a look, shouldn't we?
Yeah, just a quick sneaky look. A 1 second time penalty, along with the house wrecker also has a 1 second time penalty.
Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if someone's right behind you and you come across the line, then it can be a difference. As Sam is all drifted it round there, he had that all sideways, and Sam's coming. So Falguest is gonna, Sam's all got to do is cruise up behind him for the last lap, and then he can jump with that penalty, can't he?
Yeah, I think Sam's going to get second place because he does seem to be going much faster. He's in the 14s. Falguest is still in the 16s, the high 16s. So Sam is definitely going to get the second place unless he gets a real tank slapper and loses the rear end and just concedes getting second place, because Falguest obviously cutting the track too much to get that 1 second time penalty.
Yeah. So look at this, Killian. We've got a BMW first, BMW third, BMW in fifth. None of them were anywhere near the front when we started this. So that's how the superior grip of the BMW with its rear-wheel drive in the wet seems to have dragged it to the forefront, really, doesn't it?
They took their time, but it's better late than never as they come on to start the final lap now. And Sam is going to take second place from Falguest, I think.
He has a look into the first turn, but can't quite make it stick. He's certainly going to have a go of overtaking him. He only has to really stay there, and he'll do it on a penalty.
Yeah, he doesn't need to risk it.
No, he doesn't need to risk it. Let's hope he doesn't do anything foolish and end up. Mate,
very close there.
Wasn't it? Almost commentator's curse as you speak kind of affair there, wasn't it? Sam has said it's only got to be within a second of him to take this second place off him.
No!
Sam! No!
Sam! You had one job, Sam! One job, Sam!
Yes, but then look, he's managed to keep it on the track. And he's managed to keep it in third place, Killian, as well. So, no harm done, but that could have been an awful lot worse. He could have chucked away that podium position. Oh, I say that. It is worse because he's not within a second of Falguest anymore. So he's chucked away that second place, hasn't he?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. And he's gone and done it. He's gone and done exactly what we said he was going to do. And Ollie comes across to take first place. Falguest somehow getting second place. He is probably so grateful. Sam getting a foolish third place. He should have been in second, Sam. Come on. And Unorthodox to take fourth.
John Boy, good recovery drive from where he was to bring it back up to fifth place. Putney in sixth, another BMW. Craig ends up in seventh. Grandad Stee in eighth. Because that's with the penalties have all worked out. House Rocker in ninth. Vigla is in 10th. Melted Daza come across the line 11th. Delore in 12th. Ugbar is 13th. WSRJ is your 14th place man. And I don't know what happened to Gary at the start. Maybe
Gary, we can ask him in the Discord to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm just seeing a message now. Nice guy Ollie, Sam Dunfinger's brother, calling Sam a Muppet.
Well, he says Muppet, so we presume that he's talking about Sam. But I kind of maybe. You know it's like when you're driving, the red mist is more powerful than the sensible side of your brain. Sam could have followed that home and just taken the points, but maybe he's that kind of racer that he'd rather be in front. So
that's painful.
So
that's painful.
Absolutely. So there's your results for race one. Ollie with the win, the reserve driver. I don't know how that works with the points and the standings. Falguest in second. Sam Thumbfinger is in third place. Now, when we move to the next race this evening, race two, there's 3 races this evening for these touring car guys. When we move to race 2, there'll be a 5-minute practice session. Then it's going to be a random grid, Killian. That's how we do race 2, on a complete random grid. So, could work out nice for you, could work out badly.
Yeah, it's all just a luck of the draw.
Absolutely. And I don't know whether we're going to a break now or not.
We are. So, if people just come back in about 5 minutes, we'll be back. So, yeah.
Sounds perfect. We'll see you in a few moments.
See you in a few moments.
I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you from this love, 'cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. Ooh, I'm not above, but let me be myself. I'm not above, but let me be myself. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself.
Falling apart when you're so far. You're the only thing that I can't lose. I can't lose. You filled in the cracks, didn't know I had. Melting my heart from the broken glass. Now in every part of me, it's you. And I don't want nobody else closer than you, closer than you. I can't let in someone else closer than you, closer than you. Closer than you. Closer than you. Closer than you. Closer than you.
And we're live.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and funnily enough, it's stopped raining and it's dried up. The virtual world in the last 2 minutes has absolutely dried the track out perfectly. We have just got now got light cloud, or heavy cloud, should I say, for the next part of the race. Killian, we're back again and we're watching Sam Thumbfinger. Kind of threw that one away in the last race, didn't he?
Yeah, he could have gotten second place, but I don't think he actually knew that Falgas had a time penalty, because he was confused in the Discord whenever I was saying that was painful to watch, that he just threw away second place. So I don't think he even knew it.
Ah, right, okay, yeah, maybe not. The guys aren't privy to all the information that we've got, so you know, they obviously drive in their own little bubble. A lot of these guys drive in parties. So what I mean is they're chatting to people in either in the game or in parties, so they don't really know how the race is going or whatever. So yeah, it's highly possible that he didn't know, as you say.
Yeah, and another great thing about the race coming up is this is a practice session. This isn't qualifying. The race coming up is completely random grid order, so anyone can be put on pole.
Yes, indeed. Exactly right. For this next race, it's random grid order. So this is, again, just a practice session. Give the guys a chance again to make any little changes if they wanted to. Of course, we've gone from wet to dry. So they've got, they can go out and get a feel for what the dry conditions are like. But this is the way the format's going to be every week. Not there's going to be a wet race every week, but there's going to be a 5-minute practice session for these guys before they go into race 2. Race 2 will be another 20-minute sprint from lights to flag. And the last race of the evening, which will be the feature race, will have a pit stop, and that will be 45 minutes long. So now, man who's quickest in practice again at the moment, but didn't have such a great race, is Gary 131. Now, do we know what happened to him? Do we find out what happened to him? And
I put it in the Discord, and nope, no message back to me.
No
yet.
answer. Okay, maybe we'll find out at some point, but maybe he'll have a better race 2. We did very quickly hear from Unorthodox, who's now on track as well, and he was just saying that the Astra just doesn't perform very well in the wet, and he just couldn't keep making it go forward.
Yeah, well, he kind of knew that was coming. He put his foot in it whenever he chose that car. He knew that car was going to be hard to handle in any condition, basically.
Yeah, you're quite right. And he's driven the BMW. He knows what the BMW's about. So he's made this choice to use the Astra. So, yeah, he's got to live with it now.
Yeah, he's got to live with it for the rest of the season. And I feel a huge sneeze coming on. So if I randomly mute myself, that's why.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're quite welcome to anytime you want. This man had a good race 1 as well, or certainly was competitive in race 1, was Grandad Steve. We'll see what he can do for the next one. I mean, it's going to be a random grid. We're just not going to know until we see that grid order where everyone is. And, you know, I mean, it's as exciting as that is, it just throws up so many possibilities for the next winner. And that will be, Killian, that would be 4 different winners we've had so far now, with Ollie winning that first race of this meeting. We've had 4 races now in this championship and 4 different winners. So could we see with this random grid a 5th winner?
Maybe
tonight?
It's highly possible in these touring cars to have a 5th winner.
Yes, indeed. There's so many guys on the grid who could make it a win on this reverse grid format. So. We will see. Any of you guys in the chat want to make your comments, say hello if you haven't said hello already, or throw some questions at us. You know, we can either ignore you or we can be wrong, all those things. So, but we're happy to have a go at it, aren't we? We're happy to have a crack at it, Killian, aren't we? If people want to ask questions, you know. So get your questions in, and we'll try to answer them for you, and or if you've got any birthdays, any messages like that, let's hear them, and we'll give you a shout out to the 16 people watching this evening and the hundreds that will watch in the week. So that's the practice session done. Only a practice, but Gary 131 topping the practice times with a 1:10.7, and the House Rocker in second, and who was that in third?
Anymore.
Yeah. Well, so this is our lineup. Look, we've got Melted Dazza on pole with the reverse grid. So we were both wrong in our predictions of who we might be there. Sam Thumbfinger in second. That's a good result, don't you think?
Yeah, very much so.
Killian?
I was close. Yeah. Jay was in
third.
third.
You were close. You were only one position out. WSRJ and in third place. And Unorthodox in fourth. Again, that's going to make Dan happy to be that close up far up the grid. Vigla is in fifth place in the Mercedes. In sixth, that will be Ollie, race 1 winner. So we'll see what he can do from there. John Boy was championship leader as we went into this meeting. He's in 7th place. Putney makes up 8th. Gary 131, expect to see some more from him, is in 9th. Delore, he's usually quick. He's got a lot of work to do in 10th position. Falgast, 2nd place in the last race, is in 11th. 12th place is Grandad Steve. He was competitive all the way through race 1. Craig makes up 13th place. Hopefully it won't be unlucky for him. The House Rocker, after such a good practice session, is in 14th. And off air, my tip for pole on a completely random grid was Ugbar, and he's actually last place. Sorry about that, Ugg. That'll be commentator's curse again for you. So,
very much
Melted
so.
Dazza up front. Killian, what's your prediction for the win on this one, looking at that grid?
Well, looking at it, Sam's in 2nd place, and he's extremely fast, so I'm going to put it to him. Who do you think is going to get the win?
I'm going with my boy. I'm going with our kid, and go with Dan on Orthodubs. Let's see if he can make that Astra work. But we are all synced up and we're ready to go. The lights go on. And we are underway for the second round here at Donington Park, and it's Melted Dazzle with a good start, but Sam has got a very quick start in those fast. Oh, and it's carnage
huge
at the
crash
back.
in the back.
What's going on in the back there? We've got the House Rocker, is it Grandad Steve? All those off in first, but off in the background, shall I say? But it's Sam who's moved that into first place, and Daniel going backwards a little bit. He's in the pack a little bit. Melted Dazzler has dropped down to third. WSRJ has maintained his third place as we come down to the bottom of the Craners for the first time of Askin and start racing back up the hill. But it's Sam who's first, and look towards the guys. Ollie who's up in the fourth place in that BMW. So second of the BMWs. Dan very wide, being pushed and shoved about a bit. So he's going backwards, just tumbling down the order as he got run a little bit wide around that corner. So big midfield battle going on with all these guys.
It's a war going on, it seems.
It's a war. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, that is. WSRJ's first person to pick up a penalty, but Melted Dazzler is keeping Sam very honest in first place at the moment. WSRJ in third. Ollie's in close company. Watch out for him. Drag this thing all the way towards the front, you know. And just about everybody else scrapping behind.
Yeah, well, one thing that was seen off air in the Discord. Oh, as Craig nearly just spins it there. One thing that I seen off air in the Discord was the House Rocker complaining about, I won't use his exact words, but complaining about the driving standards. So just a reminder, guys, that if you drive bad, you will be penalised by the stewards.
Yep, absolutely. And the stewards see everything. Don't think you're getting away with anything.
Yeah.
They see everything. As Dan is on a recovery drive. He's having a go at Delore.
Lovely overtake up the inside of Delore there.
Yeah, got it done there, and here we go. For some reason, it seemed like my buttons weren't working. So Dan's now got foul gas, so that Astra seemed to be working a lot better now. John Boy not having such great luck as well. He's going not going forwards, he's going backwards.
Sorry to interrupt you. Ollie and Jay are neck and neck.
There we go. We jump onto Ollie as he's having a pop for the lead.
He's on Melted Dazzler. That is. He's going up the inside of.
Yeah. Melted Dazzler. Oh, as they.
Ooh. That was. I don't know what that was.
They kind
I think
of got
that was
locked
just
together. You know.
Yeah, I think that was door handles.
Yeah, we know what it's both like. When you seem to hit another car, sometimes you get into that bit where you kind of end up getting locked together almost. Do you know what I mean? And end up dragging each other to the scene of the accident. And Melted Dazzler's not giving this one up. You know, he's still there, right there with Ollie, and looks down the inside. Can't make it stick from there. So he hasn't given this place up at all and wants to be back on that podium.
Yeah, I'm just watching it back on the stream now, and yeah, that is if Melted Dazzler puts in a report, I think that's going to be Ollie's fault. Just looking at it from the stream's perspective there, it just looks like Melted Dazzler gave him enough space and Ollie just drove into the side of him.
Yeah, there we go. Well, it's for the stewards to work it out. We're not here to work it out. Oh, well, there you go. That's for you to work out and for me just to chat about. So, yes, indeed. So, who we work with now? We got Putney at the moment. He's going quite solid in fifth place at the moment. Sam's out front and checked out. Look at that gap. 4 laps.
I told you Sam was going to win.
Yes, you did you? I don't know. You said so much. So we've got quite a few time penalties as well already. Let's go over and press the correct buttons and just have a look. See,
Ollie has
Jay
2 seconds.
Yeah, Ollie has 2 seconds. Yeah, another 2 seconds for foul guess, and Vigla has also got a second penalty as well. So it's all quite in the front, but looking to the background as we jump on with some of this.
3 wide.
Yeah, absolutely. They're certainly scrapping back here as Dan gets himself into 5th place. So it's all scraps going on here. A lot of traffic to get through. If you're trying to get from the back of this to the front of this, as Unorthodox is trying to do at the moment. He's up to 5th and working his way through this pack, Killian, isn't it? It takes a bit of skill to get through this many cars.
It really does, especially because these guys aren't slow drivers. They are all fast drivers by themselves, and then you put them all together, it's really hard to overtake in these cars. As Ollie seems to be dropping back and forth between Melted Dazza and himself.
Oh, Melted's gone wide. Is that no? That's not Melted.
That was Melted.
Yeah, it was Melted. He went wide, and yep. So Dan up into 4th at the moment after a bit of a ding dong with somebody, and was run wide and went all the way back down to places.
Yeah.
He's now. Oh, look
Ollie's
at that!
spun it.
Ollie's now lost it. I can't catch him up because he's dropping down the order so fast.
He's down to 11th already. No, he's just dropped down even more.
It's so easy to do that. I can't remember the name of the hairpin down there. But the old hairpin, that's the one. The old hairpin, that's what it's called. Yeah, he went absolutely backwards, and now he's getting locked into a ding dong with somebody there. So Ollie down into 14th.
John Boy, that
ding dong with John Boy. John Boy having a shocker of a meeting, isn't he? He's not moving up at all. He's into 13th now. So having an absolute shocker. So Ollie's spin, I don't think had anything to do with Dan. I think Dan was a little bit further back, but he certainly was rubbing his hands when he saw Ollie going round, because Dan is now trying to check out from this trailing group and trying to catch the leaders. But they are, well, Sam is as the timings will sort themselves out, I think it was about 6, nearly 7 seconds ahead out in front. So Dan with a lot of work to do to catch that one back. Let's go back into the midfield and all this bunch of crazy lunatics.
Yeah, well, I just watched it back on the stream there, and Ollie just lost it all by himself.
Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah, that old hairpin, it's very easy. You get to the bottom there and stank on the accelerator, and the back end goes round. Easy to go round, easy to go wide on that one. It's a very tricky spot, that's for sure.
Yeah, I remember whenever I raced in the GT3s, it was I think it was the first race of the season over at Motive. And it was the GT3s, and coming down there, you just brake on that curb, it will spin your car.
Absolutely, it's a high jeopardy track as we're coming into. We're on with Delore at the moment, who's currently sitting in 7th place. He's coming through the last chicane, so this is the start-finish straight. This is the national loop, not the GP loop. The GP loop goes out round the back of the pits and back in again. This one doesn't. He's got a watching brief. Look at all these cars and all these opportunities. Where do you go, look, as they all get tight into the first corner. And great opportunity there for Delore. He done one. I doubt he's going to go down the inside, down through the Craner curves here. Oh, didn't quite match it. Couldn't quite manage to catch his brother on that one. That's his brother on the...
Oh, has this been done by Craig?
Yeah, Craig was there as well. This is the old hairpin that I was saying about. Little tap on the brakes from Craig there as they're all in close company. Then they start to raise back up the hill again. This is a tricky little left-hander before you start braking into a right-hander. Can throw you out the side of the track very, very easily, as we see one of the guys there going a bit sideways. I say we're on with Delore. This is his brother we're looking at, Vigla. They're both Team Camber from Belgium, and their friend Putney's in there as well.
And Unorthodox Dan is up into 2nd place now.
He is, bless him. When did he do that? So at the moment we got 1st and 2nd out in front. We got 3rd, and everyone else from 3rd to 11th in this group. So exciting races, don't go anywhere. Look at it. This is all the way back to... So let's go back to now. The House Rocker is the man on the back of this group. So
anyone from Dan to the House Rocker has a realistic chance in the next 11 minutes to get on the podium.
Yep, so this is the House Rocker we're looking at as he comes down the Craner curves. Look at all these cars in front of him. So I'll bounce back up. Melted Dazza's the next car in front. He's got the back end all full of Gary 131 as they come through the old hairpin. Jump forward. This is Gary 131. He's looking at the back of Grandad Steve. He's already got a penalty as they start to rise back up the curve.
Someone's on the grass there.
Oh, is that? Is he going to collect? Oh, he's going to collect him. He is. Oh, he spun him round. Who was that? That was Vigla. That was Vigla who spun Gary round. Oh, we were on board for that one.
That's a very unsafe re-entry.
Yes, absolutely. And the steward, Killian, we'll have to look at that one. I'm afraid.
That's definitely a slam dunk penalty. No questions needed.
Yes,
very
absolutely.
Unsafe re-entry.
Which and also completely spoilt my little run of going up through the pack. I was quite enjoying that as well. So now we've got Putney is your man in third place. Let's have a look where he is. He's not that far away from Dan. No, not that far away from Dan
but
at all.
But he is in a BMW.
He's in a BMW, although the odds are a bit more even. The BMW isn't quite such a strong car in the dry conditions. It does struggle a bit and takes a little bit of driving, but Sam is having no problem with it whatsoever, and wanting to recuperate those mistakes in race one, and he'll certainly do it. He's got 8 seconds. Dan's not even in the picture in the background at the moment, doesn't even come into shot.
Yeah,
so
he's not even at the same corner.
Absolutely.
Sam is halfway down the straight before these guys can even see the back of him. Actually, no, he's nearly at the chicane. I'm just looking at the track map, and now they can all see him.
Yes, absolutely. So, it's a good chance that if Sam keeps it all together, and he's got a good chance of this race. But we're only half distance just after 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go, so there's still all to play for. It's calmed down. I say it's calmed down. There's a bit of a battle going on towards the back of quick BMWs. You've got Gary 131 with Ollie just in front of him, and Vliga, who caused a bit of an accident. Well, I shouldn't say he caused it, although
he did.
He came off track, came back on again. Yeah, so he did. A little bit earlier, he's just in front of them, and the House Rock in front with a very second-hand looking BMW there.
Yeah. Also, quickly, Jan is asking, is Windsor in the race? And no, he's not in this race.
Where's he tonight then? Do we know?
I don't
or is
know.
he in this championship? Yeah, he was here last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's just not in this race.
Yeah.
Remember, there are 3 reserves in and 1 empty spot.
Yeah, so we got 3 reserves in, so that means there's 3 normal people missing. So it's probably him, Chef, and somebody else.
Yeah, and Deloria and Grandad Steve seem to be battling up there. Yeah, as we just go on board to Craig there. These 3 are battling up for, what position is that? 5th place.
5th and 6th place, yes, absolutely. Delory just in front, and again a little bit of a nudge there from Grandad Steve by the looks of it. Just a little love tap just to go, hi, I'm still here.
Just to remind them.
Somebody, who was that in the background? I think that was Craig. Craig just had a crash into the I don't know if he got a little bit loose out of the last corner. I'll try and watch it on the stream.
On the stream. Yeah, we're both doing the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I'm not
trying
sure
to have a look. Hard to see.
Yeah, he just loses it.
Yeah, just loses it and crashes into wall there. But where's Grandad Steve? There they are, Grandad Steve and Delore. And
Grandad Steve looks like he got his car from a scrapyard.
Yeah, it's not in good shape, that's for certain, sure.
He's probably very happy that it's only visual damage and not actual damage.
Yes, and just reading in the chat, Kurt V, who's the 4th member of or one of the members of Team Camber, but not the one that's here tonight. Delory and Viglo were racing an endurance karting race with me today, so did a lot of racing today. They got home just in time for the SimZone race. Well, that's good to know that they got back just in time. Fly's been having a bit of a trip across the grass and bashing into BMWs, unfortunately. So the karting, he might be all carted out by this moment, mightn't he?
Might be.
Yes, indeed. So the big battles at the moment, the huge battles seem to be towards the back at the moment, and Gary again towards the back of the field. I was hoping for so much more from Gary, especially knows this BMW really well. As
These
he's
two constantly fighting with each other. As Gary pushes Vligrek off there, but Vligrek goes around the outside. But Gary gets up the inside, never mind.
Yeah, all very aggressive there from these guys. So just in front of them, as I said before, is Ollie. That's still the same. That hasn't changed. Ollie again, race 1 winner, but towards the back at the moment. And starting to space out a little bit. We've got the House Rocker is within a second of John Boy, but not exactly pressuring him too much. Falguest is in very close company with Putney. This is for the last of the podium positions. Falguest in 4th and Putney in 3rd at the moment.
Penalty, though.
Yeah, there is a time penalty involved, which
also
Sorry?
I'm not sure if it's too little, too late for Dan, but Dan seems to be lapping faster than Sam. I noticed this 2 laps ago.
Yep.
But Dan has been lapping faster than Sam, but I think it might be too little, too late.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he is going faster, but the guys behind him are keeping him honest. Putney and Falguest are still, within. Look, they're still within striking distance. Unorthodox. He's got up to second place, but he hasn't been able to really get away from that position, has he?
No, he hasn't. These guys have kept on the back of him, but they cut down a second gap from Sam. So Sam definitely learned from his first race, I think, where he doesn't want to push it too much and then lose a valuable position, because he's in first place now. He will be the first person to get 2 wins if he wins this race.
Yes, indeed. And if Dan goes on to win it, if something happens to Sam, then he'll be the 5th new winner. Yeah, 5th new winner if he gets there, because Unorthodox missed one round. He didn't win the last one, last race. So,
Sam went from doing 110s to doing 112s, so he's 2 seconds a lap slower. I wonder if his tyres gone off.
Maybe tyres are starting to go off. Maybe his concentration's just starting to lapse a little bit. He's got that. He knows he's got that 6-second lead. He can see that on his screen as well as we can see it.
He's
so
half
he knows.
A second down, half a second down coming through the first sector. So he's definitely going slower.
Yes, he is. But just under 4 minutes to go. So even if the rest of them catch him at a second a lap, they'd have to get a move on. Do you know what I mean?
It really would,
It might be, he might just have done enough here, Killian, just to keep these guys at bay. As we see again, Unorthodox isn't pulling away from these 2 behind him. Falguest and Putney in the BMW, Falguest in the Mercedes, are keeping Unorthodox very honest. So it's going to be all of them dragging their way up to Sam. But I think it's a little bit too late.
Well, they gained 3 tenths on him just in that one chicane. As we can see, Dan is doing 110s, they're all doing 110s, Sam is doing 112s.
Yeah, but we've got 3 minutes to go, so
this is going to be close. Piopny just, I don't know what happened to Piopny there. Yeah,
he just went a little bit deep in turn 1 there, got a little bit on the grass, I think, and that's gifted the place to Falguest. So Falguest could have 2 strong results. Excuse me, out of this one yet.
He does have that time penalty, though. He does have that time penalty.
Yeah, what is that? Can we let me go?
That's up to you. I can't see it.
Yeah,
it's got 6-second time penalty.
6 seconds. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
if Piopny can just keep it behind him, he will have an easy podium.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Putney is. Let's see if he's more patient than Sam was in the first race and going away and throwing away an extra position. We'll see about that. But Falguest, 6 seconds of penalties. At this rate, it could put him down as far as 7th,
Well, I was just checking that. They've made up another second on Sam. Sam does seem to be going a wee bit faster now. But 6 seconds will drop him. Oh, of course, the timing board doesn't want to be helpful anymore.
No, not when you want it to. Here we go. So 6 seconds from the back of 6. He's going to be 7th.
Between 6th or 7th.
Yeah. Oh, that's a blow, isn't it? But that's what happens if you round off the corners and cut the edges and don't keep it in the black. This game will punish you, and and that's going to be the result for Foul, because he's obviously quick enough, to be front running, but lots of penalties.
Well, I mean, is he that quick because he's cutting the track?
Well,
what car is Falguest in, actually? Is he in a Mercedes?
I think he is in the... Yes,
Falguest, you're not Lewis Hamilton.
No. Keeping on the track.
As Grandad C just looking up the inside there of Delora, I think that is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So, Falguest is, he's kind of on his own there a little bit. As we said, at this pace, he's got to clear 6 seconds to hold on to that podium position, which is very, very unlikely, as we're
unless these guys all take each other out.
Well, funnier things have happened.
Yeah.
You know, funny. Oh, as we got what's going on back there? There's a
as we were saying it.
Off. Oh, I believe
no.
Jason Plato crashed one there in touring car a few years ago, but Grandad Steve is off. That's put
That's
Plato a good result.
commentator's curse.
Yeah, absolutely. It's strong, my little one. It's real strong. You
But
know?
Dan has caught. I know it's way too little, too late, as they are on their last lap. But Dan has caught right up. If we just go on to Sam, because this is the last lap.
Yeah, we're on
now.
Sam. Yeah.
But yeah, coming to the final chicane, he's just about done enough to keep Dan.
He's got this
bay.
one in the bag. Yeah, he's got his covered. This is the last corner. He's going to come across the line to be the first man to win twice for this season. Sam with a convincing win to take the first place. Dan going to come across the line. I think he'll be reasonably happy with that in second place. Across the line is Falgas, but you'll see his name start to tumble as they come across the line within the next 6 seconds. Putney makes it up onto the podium in that case. Delore into fourth, and Falgas ends up in fifth after his penalty, 6 second penalty. John Boy towards the end made up some places there towards his championship fight, but I'm sure he won't be happy with that. But it is damage limitation. Melted Dazza started on pole, ended up 7th in that one. Gary, another one that ended up right at the back, but dragged himself back up into 8th place.
After
Craig
being taken out.
Sorry?
After being taken out
After being
as well.
taken out, yes, he was. You're quite right. Craig clawed his way forward or back, I can't remember, to 9th place. The house rocker, after smashing up the front of that car, is in 10th. Grandad Stay after his last, after his spin towards the end up 11th. 12th, Vigla. And
Ollie
Ollie with
13th.
13th, not such a good race from 13th to end up 13th in the second race after he had such a convincing first one. And just the last couple of places, Ollie in 13th, WSRJ was 14th, and Ugbar never managed to get off the back row, unfortunately, in 15th place. So, yes, indeed. I think we're going to go for another break.
Falgas, actually, just quickly, before we go on to our break, Falgas had an 8-second time penalty.
He had 8 seconds in the end, didn't he? Wow.
Jay had 19.
19, dear, oh dear. He's going back to last week. If he had any more time penalties, he'd be going back in time. Falgas just saying, I hate the Merc and Hamilton. Right, fair enough. But
no, he's saying Killian. I hate the Merc and Hamilton.
And Hamilton, not Killian. I hate the Merc. I hate the Merc. And, yeah, we got it. So we are going to go for a little break. So join us back in just a few minutes. Don't go far, because we've got the feature race. So we have a qualifying to get through, and then we have a 45-minute feature race with a pit stop. So don't go anywhere other than grab yourself a cup of tea and join us back in just a few minutes when we'll be back.
I don't know where I am, I don't know where you take me, I don't know where you take me. I just follow your trail and I'm losing your mind and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this love, cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you. I'm not above it. Let me be myself. I'm not above it. Let me be myself.
falling apart when you're so far. You're the only thing that I can't lose. I can't lose. You filled in the cracks, didn't know I had, melting my heart from the broken glass. Now in every part of me, it's you. And I don't want nobody else closer than you, closer than you. I can't let in someone else closer than you, closer than you. 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 Every day as the years go by, you'll never fall 'cause we're intertwined. I'll be the one that's holding on to you. And I don't want nobody else closer than you, closer than you. I can't let in someone else closer than you, closer than you. 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 I'm falling closer with you.
And we're live.
If you just joined us, where have you been? We've been waiting for you. We're on the feature race already, race 3. If you missed the first 2 races, then you missed some cracking action here at Donington Park. We are on a qualifying session for the feature race here with the touring cars. It's a 10-minute session to sort out the order. I'm joined again, still. Here in the commentary box with Killian, Green Pies.
Yeah, haven't run away
mate,
yet.
We've had some good racing, haven't we, so far?
We've had some amazing racing. We've had Sam take his second win of the season, and Ollie have his first win as a reserve, but then in the second race having a horrid race and finishing down in 14th.
Yes, exactly right. And I just want to pick up very quickly before we get into something that we're get into things is on the commentary from Foul Guest making some comments in the chat in between times, and he's put just realised last race Cornish lads up front. Well, I know Unorthodox is Cornish because he's my son, and we're
I hope you know where he's from.
Yeah, I really know where he's from. Funnily enough, I was there when he was born. And,
really?
Yeah, I've known him all his life. And
wow.
it was
true number one fan.
and he lives about 2 miles away from me in just outside a little town called Redruth in Cornwall. But I didn't realise is Falguest Cornish. He's probably busy now qualifying, but. Falguest is foul for Falmouth, maybe. If so, Falguest isn't very far away from me at all. But
is Sam
I'll try and get to the bottom of
Cornish?
Maybe, yeah, absolutely, maybe. You know, so I don't know. So I'll have to find out where these guys are from. So Falguest, when you get a chance, let me know what you meant by your Cornish guys. We could have after grid. Or a part of the grid and the commentary all from Cornwall. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't
it? What do you call a person from Cornwall? Because we said that in Belgium.
Handsome, good-looking, smart, intelligent. Cornish.
Cornish. Oh, right, okay.
Cornish.
Cornish. And Falguest is from Wadebridge, wherever that is.
Wadebridge, right, yeah, that's a bit further along. He's about 30 miles from me.
Is it near
As we see,
Cornland,
put on Wadebridge. Yeah, there we go. So he's about 30 miles from me and Dan on the Atlantic coast, the Atlantic Highway, up at the north side of Cornwall.
I've got no idea where Cornwall is, so.
Well, from you, it's kind of underneath. So at the very bottom of the country.
Near Wales.
From Southern Ireland. You probably have to throw a stone from the south of Ireland, and if you threw it far enough, you'd probably hit Cornwall. Something like that.
Probably. I could also hit Moscow if I miss a bit.
Yeah, that's a really big throw. Falguest saying, yes, Sam, it's an Allstall. So that's about 30 miles on the other coast. Really both really quite close. That's very interesting. Very interesting.
The Cornish are taking over.
Well, there's enough people in Cornwall this weekend, mate, to... I think the rest of the country might be empty. Cornwall's going to drop into the sea. There's so much weight on it this weekend with an additional 50,000 people in Newquay. And
what's that
for? Just because it's summer. Just because the summer holidays and, with the climate of... travel with the coronavirus and whatever, travel being so restricted that... so many people are in Cornwall at the moment. There's it's like Bethlehem down here. There's no space to rent at all, and the beaches. And as I say, if you think 50,000 people is not a lot extra in a holiday resort, well, believe you me, Newquay is really only a couple of streets and a couple of beaches. It's not very big. There's not much of anything that's very big in Cornwall, so an extra 50,000 in that town is a lot of people this weekend. So it's all a bit busy down here in Cornwall. We're all having to breathe in a little bit.
Does that mean that the Jesus reincarnation is going to be a Cornish chav?
Wow, mate! There's a town called Camber that isn't far from us, and they say Jesus Christ could never have been born there because they couldn't find a virgin and 3 wise men. But moving swiftly along, Unorthodox is up into 3rd place at the moment, and John Boy in 4th. This is a normal. Oh, John Boy gets
very loose there.
Yeah,
destroys that sign.
Yeah, absolutely destroyed that one. He's gone back to the pits.
Cut the grass.
He was, I was just about to say that he's driving it like one of the ones you see at McDonald's late at night from one side to the other. But he's gone back into the pits to probably get some new tyres for that. And as we're watching Craig at the moment, who's in a solid 5th place at the moment on a 1:10.8 top 6, only separated by 0.8 of a second at the moment, Killian.
Yeah, one man who keeps doing great in the practices and now the qualifying is Gary, but then he just has hard races, whether that's him being taken out or him being taken out.
I mean, I've just come off the GT3 commentating. We just finished season 3 on SimPlay of the GT3, and Gary was double champion of that and only just missed out to Unorthodox this year. So I've got some experience of seeing Gary drive, and that's
and
not
crash.
a good representation of it. Well done, Gary. Thank you ever so much. I was bigging you up, and then you went and binned it. So
that's perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go back to the chat. Yeah, soon Boardmasters. Yeah, you're quite right. Foul guess. Boardmasters is a big surf competition and festival in Newquay, and that'll bring another 50,000 in. So yeah, that's coming up very soon. So yeah, Boardmasters. Yeah, so many people.
One thing to note is Dan has dragged his car up into 4th place, and Ollie seems to be down and stuck in 13th. So I wonder, is Ollie just was he just a wonder kid in the wet there?
Maybe his speciality was the wet, or maybe he just can't get himself a good run. You have heard me say in the past that the BMW is not quite such a good car in the dry. It's a great car in the wet, but when other leagues, Ollie got it all
big
wrong.
crash.
Put some damage in that car. He's got himself a reset button. I mean, don't know as John Boy would have been perfectly happy to see that car pop
Probably
up again
not.
right in front of him like
allowed.
that.
I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah, I don't know what the rule is on reset buttons.
5 race ban. That's what that is.
Is it? Oh, look out, Mr. Strong Stewart is here. He's going to whip you with his cane. Bend over, Ollie, because you've got a proper spanking coming by the sounds of it. Yeah, I don't know what the rules are on a reset button here, but
Neither do I.
Yeah, it's these BMWs, as I said, in the wet they are epic, but in the dry they're not quite so clever. And the only man that I've seen made one work for a long period of time is this man, who's currently in pole position, just shy of the 1 minute 9s.
Yeah,
Killian,
he's so close.
So close. Yes, indeed. So the time's run out. So those coming across the line is going to be their final one. So can anybody improve? Sam is done. He's in the pits. So you've got, who's a contender? Delore, John Boy, Gary.
Dan is up into 2nd.
Dan has got himself up into 2nd place, and he's still on a lap by the looks of it. So who's going to come across the line first? Gary, a bit twitchy as he just gets close to the grass there, and I'm not sure he's going to come across the line first, but we're close to Gary doing it. Can he improve? Can he put it in the 1 minute 9s as he comes across the line? And he does not. He does not go any faster at all. Where have we got Delore? That's the house rocker. He's backed off it. John Boy's backed off it. Dan is rolling into the pits, over the pit wall. I don't know what happened to Dan there, but
that was quite the view.
That was a horrific ending as we saw him fly over the top of the fence and whatever. So, in pole position is Gary 131 from Unorthodox, rivals before these two guys, but know each other really well. Sam having another good run. Sam looking like the real contender of this championship. And John Boy back up more where he needs to be in 4th place, so he can not let the championship run away from him too far. So that's your top 4, and that's the way to get start. This is a feature race. This is a 28-lap race, and we have a mandatory pit stop. The pit window is between 7 and 14. Yep. Absolutely. So these guys must make a pit stop between 7 and 14. They don't have to change anything, don't have to put tyres on, make any changes, so on and so forth. They just have to do a stop. Quick in and out, and get the job done. So, Killian, what are you thinking? Who are we looking out for?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Dan has put that car into 2nd place just by a few milliseconds, but we do know that has a horrible start. So I'm going to have to give it to Sam again.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at this top 5, thinking any one of these top 5 is a proper contender. 5 out of the top 5, 4 of them are BMWs. There's me saying what BMW is not really that good a car. It's not all that good, really. Dripping on for the last 10 minutes about how it's not the greatest of cars. But look at them, 4 of them in the top 5. So can't be that bad, really, can it? So a lot of championship contenders here, mate. We should have a good race.
Definitely, and I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to quickly say it. Gary's going to be taken out by someone.
Well, I'm sure he'll be thanking you for that. The idea that's going to happen. So
Gary just has horrible luck, it seems. Amazing racer, but just always seems to be wrong place, wrong time.
Okay, we're syncing up. We're ready to go. Can Gary get away? Can he get a good start and get away? Watch out for Dan. I think he's going to go backwards before he goes forwards.
Definitely.
As the lights go green and we're away, and Gary stanks on the power and has a nice
Dan's
start.
being mugged by everyone.
Yeah, he's being mugged by BMWs, the fast starting BMWs. The rear wheel drive will always get itself off the line quicker than the rest. So it's Sam who's just about up into second, but someone going very deep and off the track in turn 1. But it's Gary who's in front. Sam is in second. The House Rocker is up to third, and John Boy in fourth. Dan's gone back to fifth. We're kind of expecting that with these. Oh, look, as Sam goes deep into that corner and gets swallowed up by other cars there. So Dan's the first of the front wheel drive cars, trying to keep it all together and keep them all honest. He wants to start putting some big points on his tally for this the championship. John Boy up into third place, but Gary's pulling out a lead now. He's got about 1.1
Dan up
seconds.
the inside.
He is up the inside. That's
Amazing
a Matt Neal line.
overtake
That is.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a Matt Neal in a Honda line.
He must
to
have
get
gotten a
that done.
slowdown there.
Yeah, either got a slowdown or just couldn't get the traction off the corner. Might have unsettled the car a little bit as he got on the power as he come down off the curbs. So all very in close contact still as we look back the pack a little bit. Melted Dazza, Grandad Stee, this kind of area. Delore going backwards in this one as well. Not the greatest start for Delore. And they've all kind of moved away. John Boy and Unorthodox. Yes, I thought they were. They were trading places. So they're going side by side down the Craners. Daniel on the outside. You can make it stick there. He's got the inside for the old hairpin. Is he going to throw it in there? He certainly is.
He does.
Gives John Boy. Yeah, John Boy has to go to the grass a little bit. I think Dano was entitled to take that line there myself. But that's for the stewards to look at if needs be. So Dan up into fourth. And John Boy went back a couple. Oh, was someone going... Ollie, what was that all about? Another one...
Using that reset button again.
Using that reset button. I know what the score is on that one. He came back out into traffic as well. So, I don't want to be telling tales, but, you know... Yeah,
I think that might be a possible warning for him. Verbal warning.
Yep, could well be. So, where are we? Sam is behind the House Rocker and pressuring him for that second place. But Gary with a nice couple of seconds out in front now as we go into lap 3. But a long way to go in this race and lots to happen as well.
Yeah, one thing that I think we need to take note of early is how much litres a lap they are using. I know these cars all use different amounts of fuels, but we've seen time and time again, fuel is very important in these races.
Yes, didn't we see someone run out of fuel last week?
Yeah, that was John Boy, literally just a few metres before the finish line ran out of fuel, but just about made it across to take that second place.
Yeah, so these guys have to be careful of that. They shouldn't be making these kind of mistakes now, to be fair. These guys have all done this a bit.
Yeah, but anyone can make a rookie mistake.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us and to the worst of us. So, as we see, Delore is trying to charge up back through the pack. Foul guest in this mix as well, Grandad Stee and Vliga. There's a lot going on as they go down into the last chicane. Delore looks to one side. Oh, some corner cut in there from Grandad Stee. And they probably get a slowdown for that one. Oh, someone's off. Who was that?
Oh, Craig has been in a horrid time.
No, it's Grandad Stee.
Oh.
Grandad Stee it was. That corner cut might have unsettled the car and got him all spun round. So he'll have to rejoin. He rejoins last. Yeah,
now he has no rear wing.
Dan's gone deep for some reason. He was right up in second or third place. He's now dropped back to 6th. So I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know if he's had a bit of argy-bargy with Putney and John Boy or maybe just lost it on his own. I don't know. But Dan with some work to do.
Yeah, Dan, you said it at the very start. Dan is going to go backwards before he goes forwards.
Yes, absolutely, because the BMWs are just so good on their initial start, and I think they get the tyres working a bit quicker than the front-wheel drive cars as well. As I said, I've been saying what a reasonably rubbish car the BMW is in this formula, but it's BMW 1 to 4 at the moment. No, 1 to 5, I think. Yeah, yep. Gary BMW. the House Rocker BMW, Sam BMW, John Boy BMW, Putney BMW, Dan with the first of the front-wheel drive cars, and it was maybe the BMW is the better car with the Renault Megane out of the picture.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why so many people have gone with the BMW, is because they know it's the second best car.
Yeah, maybe so. So Dan with it all to do in 6th place in front of this sea of German BMWs in front of him. As we saw somebody, who was that? John Boy. John Boy dropped it. Someone in the background went backwards, and Dan's going round the outside of Putney there, and he's got it done. So Dan's done himself some good in the last few corners. He's gone from 6th at the beginning of this lap to 4th. So well, Putney's gone very backwards, hasn't he? And he got a time penalty. So don't know what happened there, but John Boy and Putney having a horrid lap just there.
Well, John Boy seems to be having a horrid 3 races, and Dan, we've seen it last race, he went backwards for the first few laps, and then he ended up starting to catch the leaders, as Gary is actually still in the lead. So well done, Gary, as we've seen a huge battle here.
Yep, Gary with like 3 seconds at the moment, so he's in the commanding position at the moment as we're on with Vikla, and he is right in the middle of this battle for, this is from 7th down to 12th, this battle, as you can see, as they all come down through the Craner curves. It's, it's challenging enough down through those curves in a sim rig, but you imagine going down there in a 300, 400 brake horsepower car with 6 nutters around the side of you. Can you imagine it? It would scare me, that's for certain sure.
Well, that is great that you're not a racing driver.
Probably far too old for it now, to be fair. But as I said, that's still a scary thought. Probably a nice scary. Do you know what I mean? An adrenaline rush. But I say, you imagine coming down that hill, doing whatever speeds they do. By the time they get to the bottom, maybe 120 miles an hour. Maybe by the time they get to the bottom.
Oh, I thought that was someone looking up the inside of someone else. But on this lap now, whenever they come across the line, as we're watching these guys now, they will come on to lap 7. So now the pit window is open for these cars. There's still 3 cars yet to come across the line. And now everyone has until lap 14 to make 1 mandatory pit stop. If they don't, there will be a penalty. Don't know what the penalty is, though.
Yes, I think you get strung up in the square of your town and pummeled with apples. So
and tomatoes.
I think that's
apples
and tomatoes and all that kind of medieval kind of malarkey. So so you really want to do that pit stop if you want to avoid that.
You really do, because we will find you.
Yes, and hunt you down like a dog.
Yes.
As Craig loses it,
but he saves it.
That's a bad save, isn't it? Yeah,
that was a lovely save.
Lovely save. Didn't waste too much time at all. He'll probably been swearing for the first second of that spin and going, "Oh, look at that!" for the next part. As these guys are all still in very, very close company, but John Boy is hunting down. No, he's not. Where's he gone? John Boy and Dan are the first ones to pit. Now, the way the cameras work, I am on board with John Boy, but I can't see into the pits.
Go into onboard. Go into the onboard camera.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or one of the other camera settings. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
That is Dan has gotten ahead of him, or is he already ahead of him?
I think he was already ahead, as I remember.
Right.
Hang on, I didn't want to move to Delore. I was looking at that battle. Unorthodox, there we go.
Oh, Ollie's disconnected.
We've lost Ollie. Oh, that's a shame. He was having a bit of a shocker of a race anyway. So
and he's only a reserve, so it's not the end of the world.
No, absolutely. So who was that pitted? That was Unorthodox, wasn't it? He pitted, and that was John Boy. I'm trying to keep a note of who's pitting and who's not, but I'm not really good at keeping up to records with these. So if I don't get there, I apologise. But there you go. And there's Gary. Gary goes to the pits.
Yeah, well, we know Gary is in the net lead, is he not? And then Unorthodox was in net P3, I think it was.
Yeah, so let's see where Unorthodox is in comparison to where Gary comes out. Dan's only now coming into the last chicane. So let's see.
Gary's already leaving the pit lane.
Yep, Gary's on his way out. There you go. Gary's out. So, and Unorthodox is... Yeah, I don't think Unorthodox was right behind behind Gary anyway, was he? But you can see that, there hasn't been a huge gain by doing the undercut. That's for certain, sure.
Yeah, well, it's not really as if it's much of an undercut because he doesn't change anything. It's literally just a stop-go, so...
Yeah, but the time that you're in that pit box is kind of random, really, isn't it? So, anything can happen in a pit stop. So,
just quickly, if you're watching and you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button.
Oh yes, of course. Do all that stuff, do all that social media and stuff if you like as well. That kind of Facebook.
I'll do that quickly.
Is there an Instagram for SimZone?
There is an Instagram. So if you go to
Instagram.
Yeah, if you go to the SimZone website, you'll be able to find everything. Join the Discord. Some amazing guys in the Discord, such as myself. End of story.
Loads and loads of people in the pits at the moment. Tell me, if I didn't know, Killian, where to go to find this website, what would the address be for that?
Oh, it is www.thesimzone.com.
Wow, that was so dramatically. I mean, you dramatically spoken there. You could have been like some sort of voiceover guy for like the X Factor or something like that. Can you,
no, I could be like the ads. If you go to www.thesimzone.com and join our amazing group and take part in these amazing races, as Grandad Steve is now bumping the back of Ugbar.
Okay. If you want any more impressions from Killian this evening, please do let us know in the chat. I personally think that's probably enough, to be fair. So, but good effort anyway. So many time penalties out there.
I was literally about to say that. I was literally about to say everyone nearly has time penalties.
Yeah. So there we go. At the moment, Jay's got 3 seconds.
Jay leading the way again.
Yeah, leading the way with penalties on 3 seconds. 1 for Ugbar, Grandad Stee, and Unorthodox. 1 for Putney, 2 for Vigla. And let's just whiz down through and have a look. And Melted Daz has got 1. Falguest now got 3, and Craig's got 1 as well. So those timings.
Grandad Stee's in the pits.
Okay, Grandad Stee in the pits. So he's taken his mandatory pit stop. Those guys who haven't pitted, and I was trying to keep count of them, but about 4 of them came in at once. It just confused me, to be fair.
So also, the House Rocker has been lapping the exact same amount, so I wonder, is the House Rocker trying to do the overcut? He's not coming in this lap, I don't think. No, he's not coming in this lap. So I think he's got this lap, and then he has to pit after that. So he has to pit next lap.
Yeah, we've got to get it done before lap 14. He is the quickest man on the track right now in the 1 minute 10 sevens, with Gary in the 1 minute 10 eights, and he was in second place, wasn't he? When
he was,
when Gary came into the pits. So WSRJ in the pits at the moment, and who's close to each other at the moment? John Boy is still in close company with Dan. So these two are still going at it. For now, it's 5th and 6th place.
Yeah, and just quickly, I think it's you have to do it before lap 14. You can't do it on lap 14.
You can't do it 14 and then on that lap, right? Okay.
Yeah, because you'll cross the line onto lap 15.
15.
Before you get to the pit box, I think, or some will, which would be unfair. So you have to do it before lap 14. So the House Rocker has to come in this lap, I think. And looking at the dot, well,
he's starting lap 13. So if he pits at the end of this one, then he'll only be going on to lap 14, won't he?
Oh yes. So he has to pit at the end of this lap, definitely.
Yeah.
If not, there will be a penalty inbound of some sorts. And he is still going faster than Gary and Sam. So
yeah, he went a couple of tenths quicker than his last run, because he did a 110. I think he did a 110.7. Now he's done a 110.5. He's down on this one, but but
Maybe
still
he's
moving
just-
quite quickly.
Maybe he's just happy that he's out in free air and he just wants to wait until the very last possible lap to make his pit stop.
Yeah, maybe, and he might be comfortable on the tyres. When you come in for a pit stop and then go out again, you do have like half a lap, maybe 3/4 of a lap, but the tyres aren't quite where you want them anymore. So it is important to keep temperature in those tyres. And BMW is one of those. Once you've got the temperature in the tyres, you need to kind of keep it in that window as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, and we watch him now. Does he come in this lap? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. So that'll be one for the stewards to look at. Either he's confused about the rules or doesn't know what they are.
Maybe he thinks he can
yes.
pit on lap 14.
Maybe he does. Yeah, that would be a possible. So John Boy still keeping Dan honest within a second of him constantly. They're still trundling along in 4th and 5th place. Now, Sam has stopped.
Jay has left the session.
We've just lost Jay by the looks of it. Sam has stopped, we know, because he was in 3rd place to start with. Gary stopped, we know. We saw him stop earlier before. House Rocker hasn't stopped at the moment. He's 22 seconds in head because he hasn't done his stop yet. So I would say when the House Rocker comes out, that is going to be that top 5, top 6 should be about right at the moment. Everyone else, I believe, certainly towards the top 6, has done their pit stops. The only close battle on track is this one.
Is the House Rocker coming in?
Is the House Rocker coming in? Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
So he must have thought that it was on 14 or up to 14.
I don't know. I'm going to quickly post a message in the stewards room just to question it.
Yeah. Before we go crucifying him, we better check that we're spouting off the right rules. So here we go. There's Gary. So Gary's.
And the House Rocker comes back out. Oh no, sorry, that's not the House Rocker. No, the House Rocker does come back out in the lead.
Yeah, he's come back out. Yes, he has, in the lead. So, those blistering laps that he put in, Killian, have paid him off.
Yeah,
not only has he come out in front, he's come out 3 seconds in front.
I checked the stream, and it says he was on lap 15 in the pit, so...
Okay, well, that one might have to go to the stewards. I'm not totally clear about how or when you should do your pit stops exactly, so I don't know the rules particularly, but at the moment let's focus on what's on track and let the stewards do the sorting out, because the House Rocker has played a blinder here. He's put his head down, got the laps under his belt, and pulled himself a little lead, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just writing a message into the stewards just to ask. Maybe G can clarify if he's listening. Because it says he was on lap 15 in the pit, so I wonder, is that a penalty coming his way of some sorts? Maybe a time penalty or something? Post-race time penalty?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. As I said, that might be one for the stewards to sort out. We haven't heard from anybody much on the chat. Either that or my chat's froze. I don't know which.
No,
Foul Guest was the last person. The last person I saw too. So this battle for 4th and 5th seems that Unorthodox and John Boy have dragged themselves back on the back of Sam. I don't know if Sam's had a bit of a scruffy couple of laps or some slowdowns or something, but these two have caught them up. So Unorthodox in close company with Sam now, and John Boy dragging along behind.
Yeah, well, we did say... actually, never mind.
Oh, yeah, go down and deep, yeah.
I'm not even going to say what I was going to say.
That's Dan's... Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, no, that's not a message to me. I thought G was responding to me. He was responding to a different steward question. But you go ahead.
Well, yes, I was saying that Sam may have had a bit of a moment or two, but Dan then went wide and has lost out now to John Boy. John Boy managed, as Dan going wide, just managed to let John Boy through. John Boy's been just waiting for that mistake, and he took advantage of it when Dan went wide. So Dan was hassling the back of Sam for 3rd place. Now he's back to 5th and got all the work to do. So John Boy's moving forward nice and gently, nice and quietly.
Yeah, just got a confirmation from G. He said, yeah, we'll sort it out later. So possible penalty coming in for the House Rocker missing the pit window.
Yeah, that'll be unfortunate if that's the case, because I think he's driven a blinder of a strategy.
He really has.
Yeah, to get himself not just in front of Gary, but 3 seconds in front of Gary. So
has Gary made a mistake?
Yeah, could have done, because Gary's going backwards a little bit there, isn't he? 4.5, 5 seconds now, so he's lost time there. So he might well have had half a spin or something. He's still got a nice little gap back to Sam, with just about 11 laps to go. So still plenty of time for things to change, especially with a couple of little mistakes or whatever. Dan's dragged himself back into contention with John Boy, back into a second of him, and there's a couple of little things going on track now. Let's go back a bit further. As you can see, Craig getting it all crossed up there in that corner, but he's trying to hunt down Grandad Stee.
Grandad Stee's car is all fixed up now.
Yeah, looking much better, and so Craig's trying to hunt him down for that place. Foul guest, as you can see, as we jump on board to him, going a little bit deep as he goes over the start-finish line, is trying to hunt down Melted Dazza for a 9th and 10th position fight. This one is, so their two are locked into a battle there as well. You've got Delore, who's now coming up behind Putney, who was having a good run just earlier, but seems to drop back. These three, all Team Camber, so Valiga, Delore and Putney, all together on track, although Valiga's a little bit further back, but they're all Team Camber, so they might well be in a party. Yeah, just a little nudge there for Putney, and they might well all be in a party together. They're definitely friends. I don't know if that looked a little bit easy.
Yeah, Matt, might be in team orders, maybe just let him, Putney is in a chat, and maybe they just let him through. And Unorthodubs is getting close to the back of John Boy, who's in turn he's
let him through. Yeah,
I wondered if John Boy maybe have a slowdown.
Oh, I don't know, but I did see their names just come up in the in-game chat, so I don't know if they just had a little chat about something. And I don't know if there was an incident or a nudge or whatever, and they feel like they had to give the place back. But John Boy certainly moved across there, didn't he? Let him through.
He did, yeah. That was... he didn't even try to defend. He just let him through, basically.
Yeah.
As Dan is going faster on this lap, it seems.
Yep, he's trying to hunt down Sam now for the final podium position. Dan's got a lot of catching up to do because he missed last weekend. Last weekend, last Sunday.
Well, he got a slowdown, it seems.
Yep, and he's had to let John Boy through, so there you go. So, got to do all that hard work again.
Yeah, one thing to note is if either of the top two win, that's going to be another new race winner.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is turning into quite a well-matched season as we jump on to John Boy, who's now got Sam in front of him. Sam, I would have thought, probably leads the table of the championship as we stand.
Yes, Sam will be leading a quite dominant lead, I believe. I'll quickly get up the standings here.
Sure.
Yeah, because Sam has gotten 2 wins now. I'm not sure. What did he get in the first race? He got second place, didn't he?
He was in the fight. Well, yeah, second. No, Falguest was second.
Sam was third.
Went third,
yes.
Third, didn't he? Because he spun. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam has now had 2 wins, 2 thirds, an 8th, and now he's in 3rd place again.
He's had a slowdown. He's had a slowdown. John Boy's just gone right past him. He slowed off, and John Boy just flew past him. And now Unorthodubs has done him as well.
Yeah.
So has he had a slowdown?
Big slowdown there. But yeah, John Boy and Sam are both going to be neck and neck this entire title fight, I think.
Yeah, I think as the season goes on, and we have three races per evening, so we're 6 races in, effectively, with 3 rounds still to go. So I think it's going to be a fight, mate. It really is, between kind of John Boy, Sam, Unorthodubs, Gary. If Gary has a few better results, I think these guys. And when Chef's back, because Chef was quick last week.
Yeah. And another thing, this is a short season, because it's the very first season here at the SimZone. They decided to make it a short season just to get everything up and running and all that. Yeah. Do all the testing. and just have everything set up.
See what works and what doesn't. Yeah, absolutely.
Try new formats like the format that we have with the reverse grid order, and then the random grid, and then this race, the feature race with the qualifying, to try all those new things. So it's going to be much closer. You have much less races to make mistakes.
Yes, indeed. You're quite right. So, it's going to be an exciting season. So stick around. Stick around and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, and get involved. Tell your friends. Say, wow, you know what I watched on Sunday night? I watched some amazing car racing online. And
commentated by two amazing guys.
I was just about to say with some amazing commentary, and we have had some nice comments this evening about commentary, so thank you ever so much, those of you guys who always say nice words. As Sam goes deep in turn one, that's not going to do him much good, is it?
Definitely not.
Drops further back off this leading group.
One thing to note is there are only 4 drivers without penalties. Can we take a quick look at the penalties?
Yeah, of course we can. Yep, so we've got Unorthodox with 2, Sam with 2, Poopy with 1,
Vliegrecht leading 9. The way.
Yeah, it's leading the way indeed.
7.
Falk 7, and Grandad Steve with 5, Melted Dazzle with 5, Craig with 5, Ugbar with 4. So, the only ones keeping their nose clean is your kind of top 3 keeping their nose clean, which
and
is...
Delore.
And Delore, yeah, absolutely. So,
quite
these
randomly.
guys... as I say, these guys keeping their nose clean and keeping within the white lines, obviously.
Yeah. So that means that the top 3 are all going to be fighting for position. I don't think that anyone out of the top 3 at the moment is going to have a chance of getting a podium because of those time penalties. And also because the House Rocker is miles ahead of everyone.
Yes, indeed. So this is the closest battle on track right at the moment. Let's go on board. Let's go on board with Dan. So there you go. You're in there. He dragged that back.
What a save! What a save from Dan!
What a save indeed. Cost him probably half a second, maybe a second or so. Yeah, down at the bottom of the old hairpin there is where it catches these drivers out so much. So Dan's got to do all the hard work again. He's got to drag himself back up to John Boy. John Boy looking in his mirrors, being a little bit relieved that he's got some breathing space just for a minute, because we've only got 5 laps to go, and so there's not a lot of time now.
I was right on the edge of my I was getting all relaxed there in my sim rig. I was settling in for this really nice race to watch, and then Dan does that and gives me a heart attack.
Absolutely. So, well saved there. Some great saves tonight, that's for certain sure.
That's the save of the night, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Had that Astra properly sideways around that corner. So as I said, he's got to do it all again. So we see the gap that he's lost. We were reading the sponsors on the back of that BMW the lap previous to this, because just at the bottom of the hill is where he lost it again. These are the Craner curves. So this is an old hairpin. Easy to get a wheel one way or the other and just get a little bit sideways or a little bit deep on the exit. It is a little bit of a thread in the eye of a needle, that one, isn't it?
I think Dan maybe had a reverse entry there.
It was some sort of entry. I don't know what it was, but
it's not the most efficient way to go around the corner, at least.
No. There's very, very little people in motorsport history who can make that go forward when it's all sideways. Probably Michael Schumacher and a handful of others, but Dan's certainly having the save of the night, and he's got away with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a Max Verstappen at Brazil. Remember that? I think it was in the practice session where he goes sideways, or actually in the race as well in the wet where he goes sideways and saves it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that was quite Brazil, wasn't it? Just at the top of the hill, just to get to start finish straight. Yeah.
It was there, and also the corner before that. He had 2 different instances. I think it was 2 different years as well.
Yeah, brilliant track, Interlagos at in Brazil. Cracking. That's the one. I was getting there in a sec. There's been a lot of corners and a lot of tracks, and it's we're 25 laps in after 3 races. So yeah.
This has been some amazing racing to watch, though, I must say.
Absolutely, and as normal, this group of guys and this format never ceases to give us some great racing. But this guy's still in front with a comfortable 3 seconds. His house rocker might be under review for his for a mishap on the lap on which he could pit, but we'll see about that. We're not going to worry about it just at the moment because on track, he's the man, and he's driven a fantastic race tonight, hasn't he, Killian?
He really has. He went from second, and he was a few seconds off Gary, and he just did that overcut, maybe too much of an overcut. We need one of those, in F1, whenever the indicator comes up that says car number, whatever, is under review by the stewards.
Yeah.
We need one of them, and he pulled out a gap, and he came out, 3 seconds ahead of Gary?
Yes, he did, and he's managed to maintain that kind of 3 second gap now quite comfortably, really, hasn't he?
He really has, and if he takes this win, he's only got to survive 2 more laps. Either way, even if he does get a penalty, we're going to have a 5th new winner here in the Touring Car Championship.
Yes, so the house rocker's looking good at the moment for that first place. He's got a couple of laps to go, so let's have a look at Gary, who's had a better race 3 for sure, a bit more consistent in his third race, and a bit more like it for him. So it's a good solid result for Gary. Hopefully towards the end of this one, and he'll be pleased with that. So John Boy is still holding on to third place at the moment, but Dan is on his way back. Do you think Dan's got enough time to catch him, Killian?
I don't think it matters if Dan catches him. Even if he does get past him, he's got, a 2 second time penalty?
Yeah. So not only, it's a lot to ask in less than 2 laps, isn't it, to catch?
Yeah, we're on the penultimate lap now.
Yeah. To catch past John Boy and put 2 seconds up the road from him, I think is a lot to ask for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to happen. And I just see a message there from Phil. I'm not going to try to say his second name because I'll butcher it. And he's saying hi. Hi, Phil.
Oh, yes. Hi, Phil. How are you? Phil joins us, is SimPlay driver, as well as doing other things. So good evening, Phil. Hope you're well. And I hope you've been tuning in all evening. If not, you've been missing some cracking racing. But you can watch it again on the stream anytime you want. And anybody else who joins us late, you can watch it back if you go onto the SimZone YouTube. Subscribe to that, and you can go back on all the old videos. As Dan is catching John Boy, he is he's down to a second, but we're on the last lap.
It's way too little, way too late for Dan.
It is with that 2 second penalty, isn't it?
Yeah, as the house rocker is leading round for the final lap, he just needs to keep his nose clean. He had a horrible second race. I'm not sure what his first race was like, I don't remember. But in the second race, he was in a huge pit straight incident at the very start where he got taken out. And this race, he's put it on, I think it was 3rd place on the grid, maybe 4th. And now he's leading this race as he's coming round the second last corner, third last corner.
I think he might have even been 5th on the grid when he started. I think he was the last BMW when he started, but he's drove a sensible race. He's drove a solid, a consistent race and done the overcut, and he's going to bring it home comfortably with a 5 second gap over Gary, and that's a great win and another winner here at the SimZone. A great race to the house rocker there, and that'll be Gary in 2nd place. That was a much more solid result and more the Gary we need. John Boy just makes it across the line before unorthodox, but that wouldn't have made much of a difference anyway. What's up,
Delorey's just gotten a penalty there.
Oh, right at the end, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Everyone from unorthodox down has got a penalty. So it's Putney who managed to drag it into 5th, and Sam was in 6th place.
I think
in
that
the
penalties
end
were a factor there.
Yeah. After doing so well and was so high up the grid for a lot of the race, the penalties just caught him out. So not great for Sam, but there we go. Delorey in 7th place, and Cornish boy, foul guest, in 8th place. Valiga would take 9th. Craig is in 10th. Grandad Stee is your man in 11th. 12th place, Melted Dazza. Ugbar was 13th. And the other guys who that was Ollie and WSRJ, I think, were both were out of the race early doors. So, a good night's racing, don't you think, Killian?
Amazing night racing. So, I mean, that's your podium there. The House Rocker, Gary and John Boy, but the House Rocker will be under review. I did note that in the stewards' room for the stewards to talk about that and just see what we're going to do with that. It might be off scot-free, but he might get a penalty.
Yeah, he might get an early warning just because it's still early in the season, or even if he got a 5-second penalty, he would still be the winner. We'll know next week what's happening. If you want to keep up to date, you can keep up to date on the Discord. I think Discord is very vibrant and changes all the time. So all the information for everything will be on the Discord. If you don't have Discord, then I believe just download it off the App Store or the Play Store, whichever your app store of choice may be. And I'm sure there's some sort of link or something you can get on.
If you go into the description of this video, this very video here that you're watching right now, you'll see a link that says https://www.thesimzone.com/ if you go onto that, you will find a link to the Discord and you'll be able to join it, and then you'll get everything.
There you go. Yeah, and then you can keep up to date with everything that's going on the Discord. We will be back next week as he grabs his piece of paper and frantically turns the page over and says really smoothly, round 3 at Orton Park Island next Sunday night. Join us back then and see if we can have some more new winners, or is Sam going to run away with this title? Has John Boy got something to say about it? A lot of these questions will be answered next week. Other racing here on the SimZone throughout the week. Again, go onto the website, go onto Discord, Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. Before we go, Green Pies, Killian, what is your final thoughts for this evening?
Final thoughts? This is going to be a very close season. Very close.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, it certainly is. And that's about all we got time for then this evening. Thank you all the guys who for your comments in the chat. Thank you ever so much, and for your kind comments about our commentary and how incredibly fantastic we are. Thanks for that. We do appreciate it. And from me, from Killian, from all the team here at the SimZone, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until next time, from me, it's good night. And Killian, from you,
good night.
Good night. Thanks, guys. Cheerio.